Another new planet, another new meta. We are going to welcome a completely new path this time, and it's Elation. This raises my anxiety because I think it's going to be an expensive team to be formed in the future. Mono Elation, for example, that sounds fun but scary at the same time. Yao Guang and SPARXIE in the same team? Oh, definitely. But what are the gimmicks? What kind of kits do they have? And what does even Elation do at this point? Don't worry my friends, today or whenever you watch this video, I will be covering both SPARXIE's and Yao Guang's kit summary, as well as briefly explaining how elation mechanics works. Before we begin, please hit the like and subscribe button, and if you have done that, let's get this video started right away. Before we discuss SPARXIE's and Yao Guang's kit, I think it's better to do a brief summary about how the elation path works. Since you know it's a whole new path and some of the characters' kit are also heavily related to this mechanism. So at the beginning of the battle, if you bring 1 or 2 or 3 elation characters, you will also gain some punchline stacks based on the number of elation characters in the battlefield. After gaining punchline, AHA will appear in the action order and its speed is not and will not be affected to any kind of action advance buffs, but instead will gain a faster turn if you bring more elation characters in the team, up to 3 elation units. You can think of AHA as the Lightning Lord, while all of your elation characters are the genuine that somehow controls how fast the Lightning Lord can take action. After its turn arrives, it will deal damage while consuming all punchline stacks in the process. When AHA takes actions, it will activate the AHA instant to cleanse all elation path characters and then make all elation units cast their own respective elation skills. Yes, SPARXIE, Yao Guang, and possibly all future elation characters have special elation skills that will be automatically triggered right after AHA takes action. More punchlines to be consumed, more elation damage it delivers. For your information, this new type of damage will not be affected with any damage bonuses that are present in the game. Instead, it is affected with how much punchline stacks that you can obtain throughout the battle. Of course, some of the new characters are also capable of boosting their own elation damage through their own kit or their minor traces. But what if there is no unit that can cast elation skills after AHA takes action? Well, AHA itself will cast its own special skills. After AHA's action, you can get a certain number of punchline according to the number of allies on the field. And what's next? After witnessing AHA's performance, all of your characters will be rewarded with Certified Banger. This will be useful for some elation characters as its function is to somehow unlock both SPARXIE and Yao Guang's talent to be activated in the battle. So that's basically all you need to know about the new elation mechanics, at least for now. This way, learning SPARXIE's and Yao Guang's kit may become easier. Now I think it's time to do their kit summary. So fasten your seat, prepare to laugh out loud, and enjoy the circus. I was afraid that her new name will be Hannah since, you know, they somehow can't jeopardize her that much. But now her name is SPARXIE, really good, like a pet's name. She is a limited 5-star elation character whose main purpose in the team will be the DPS. Her kit will revolve around using enhanced basic attacks, massive skill points consumption, and then she might want to be paired in mono elation team comps to increase her stacking mechanics. She has a base attack of 640, 107 speed, and also 160 energy cost. When you level her up and unlock all of her traces, she will gain a bonus stats that include crit damage, crit rate, and elation damage. As for her basic attack, it's pretty simple and standard. She only attacks one enemy while dealing fire damage. This ability, however, will be enhanced to become very useful. Once it's enhanced, she will deal a blast type of attack to enemies. It is through her skill that you can enhance this. Once you cast her skill, she will also trigger engagement farming and can be repeatedly triggered 20 times at most. Using this ability will not be considered as using skill ability. This engagement farming serves as multiplier damage increase for her new basic attack, and then you can also randomly gain one of the following effects. The first one is that you get 2 punchlines plus recover 2 skill points, and the other effect is only 1 punchline. So you basically gamble to get that SP recovery, and if you are lucky, I think it's possible to do it 20 times. So playing with SPARXIE is just like playing Imbibitor with a little bit touch of gacha. Her ultimate has 160 energy. When activated, she immediately gains 2 punchlines and deals damage to all enemies based on SPARXIE's elation and a little bit of her attack. We have discussed earlier that you can get some sort of certification after witnessing AHA's performance, and here it is, her talent. After obtaining Certified Banger, her enhanced basic attack will deal extra elation damage, and then every engagement farming that was triggered will let her to deal 1 additional elation damage to random enemy. The Certified Banger also lets SPARXIE's ultimate to deal extra 48% elation damage to all enemies. SPARXIE will benefit a lot from attack since her first trace will convert every 100 point above 2000 of her attack to increase her elation by 4%. up to a maximum of 80%. This translates to a 4000 attack that SPARXIE can have. The second one is the mono elation comes for her. For every 1 or 2 or 3 elation characters you bring, she will obtain 2, 4 or 8 extra punchline during ultimate. Her last passive is the 4% crit damage increase for every 1 punchline you have, up to 40%. As for her technique, she will deal damage to all enemies upon entering battle and then recover team skill points by 2. And since she is an elation unit, she also has a special skill that will be activated once Aha takes turn. She will deal elation damage to all enemies and then she deals extra 20 hit to random enemies. With every 10 punchline counted in this elation skill, she will obtain 1 thrill that acts as a skill point replacement, with a maximum of 4. Consuming these thrills also counted as consuming skill points, and you can imagine this as how Imbibitor's Dragon Scale works. If you think about it, these elation skills that the character have are somehow serve the same purpose of follow-up attack, right? If you think some of SPARXIE's kit heavily restricted to mono elation, then I bet you have not yet seen her signature. It screams even more mono elation than her own kit. The wearer gets 36% crit damage, and then every elation character will increase the max limit of skill points up to 3. Every skill the wearer consumes will ignore 5% of enemy's defense when dealing elation damage, as well as increase elation by 5% to all teams, max at 4 stacks. Yao Guang is a limited 5-star physical elation character. She's more like the support for elation teams that is capable to give Aha an extra turn, deploys a zone that increases the team members' elation damage, and also she is capable to boost all type res span for her team. She has a base attack of 465, speed of 101, and also energy cost of 180. When you level her up and unlock all her traces, she gains the following stat bonuses: crit rate, speed, and elation. Her basic attack is just like 3B and Jade. She will hit 3 enemies and deal physical damage based on her attack. While doing this, she also gains additional 10 energy to somewhat compensate for her high energy cost. She can provide a team-wide elation bonus based on 15% of her own elation through her skill. As she activates it, she will deploy a zone that lasts for 3 turns and its duration will decrease by 1 every time her turn starts. After using basic attack or skill, Yao Guang gains 3 punchlines. She will also have access to gain 5 punchlines through her ultimate. After activating it, she lets Aha to immediately take a turn, with a fixed amount of 20 punchlines to be taken into account, and this ability will not consume any punchlines that you have. Moreover, Yao Guang can increase her party members' all-type res span by 20% through this ultimate. When Aha take action, she will obtain Certified Banger, and Yao Guang will use this to activate her own talent. Through this ability, she lets all allies in the team deal additional 24% elation damage to 1 random enemy after using their attack. For every 1 skill points consumed, the additional damage will occur once per attack. You can trigger additional elation damage up to 3 times by consuming 3 skill points per 1 attack. If the attacker's elation is lower than Yao Guang's, they will instead use Yao Guang's elation stats. She is also the type of character that greatly appreciates speed to perform well, because in her first race, when Yao Guang's speed is 120 or higher, she will gain elation boost by 30%, and for every 1 point of speed that exceeds 120 points, she will gain 1% elation up to 200%. So with 320 speed, she will have an elation boost by 230%. Yao Guang also can be considered SP positive unit thanks to her second trick that allows her to get instant 60% crit damage as well as 1 skill point recovery after using her elation skill. As for her third trace, when Yao Guang obtains Certified Banger, she will increase the duration by 1 turn. As for her technique, she will immediately use her skill at the start of the battle, just like Run Maze, without consuming any skill points. Just like SPARXIE, Yao Guang also has the ability to cast her own special elation skill. After Aha tech turns, Yao Guang will deal physical damage to all enemies, as well as dealing 5 additional damage to random enemies. While doing so, she will inflict Woe's Whisper that lasts for 3 turns, to increase enemies' damage taken by 10%. And what about her light cone? The wearer of this light cone will gain 18% speed. When the wearer enters combat or using ultimate or an ally target, all allies will get some buffs. These buffs are 10% increase in crit rate and 30% increase in crit damage. The wearer will also has their own energy regen increased by 12%. Overall, elation path is crazy to the point that I think it's even more restricted than Remembrance at this point. They push you to run a full elation team that is going to cost an abundant amount of stellar jades, and I'm pretty sure they won't make and release a 4-star to be a cheaper alternative, because that is how this game works. Even Amphireus is the pure evidence of this case. After knowing that 4.x will have this kind of gimmick, I think it's safe to say that Dahlia, who is the new star and hope for Break teams, become like Fuke when she was first released. Those who pull Dahlia, including myself, were expecting that they might be a combination of Elation Break characters in the future, and this makes Dahlia a good investment, but now I think that's not the case. Dahlia exists so that Break meta will still be relevant and can be used for those who still want it. That's it. They straight up form completely new compositions. But let's hope that there will still be a Break related characters in 4.x and above. But fingers crossed, I guess. So that's all from today's video about Elation and 2 of their newest characters kit summary. What do you guys think about these 2 new characters? Any thoughts? Are they going to be good in the future? Are you guys excited? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications so you won't miss out on my next upload. Thanks for your time and I will see you later. Bye bye!